Hi, my name is Mandeep. I'm the founder of GMAT Mantra. In this video, I'll discuss how to prepare for GMAT along with your job. Now, when you start your GMAT preparation, we start with a lot of motivation, and we give us I'll study for 3 hours every day now after my office, and we follow that for probably 2 or 3 days, and you would have seen that after that there is a break of 2-3 days and then you come back again. So there is inconsistency in your GMAT preparation because you are working throughout the day, then you're coming back and then studying. Now everything is dependent on your willpower. Now most of the students don't have that kind of strong willpower. Rare of the rare cases have strong willpower, so they can overcome their feeling of tiredness because after office they are tired, but they're committed enough, so they follow. But most of them, I would say 90% of the students, fail to do that. Now, whenever you start your GMAT preparation, or even if you're in between your preparation, study in time blocks. Second, always try to study in the morning before going to office. Because you're getting into something new. So when you want to do something new, you need to have good focus. Focus is that all your energies should be towards that one particular activity. So let's say your office is from 10 to 8. You leave for office around 9:30, 10, and you're back by 8 or 9. That means in the morning, probably 7 to 9. Block that time for GMAT. Apart from that, don't think about your GMAT throughout the day. So for 6 days a week, from Monday to Saturday, 7 to 9, study for GMAT. That is one way of studying. And when you have done your studies from 7 to 9, then stop thinking about GMAT. Because sometimes I've seen people get obsessed with their studies. So they keep thinking about GMAT. So what happens if you're just done with your GMAT studies in the morning, and at office still you're thinking about your GMAT? Probably it will hamper your performance in office. So when you're done with your studies in the morning, forget about GMAT and stick with that schedule. Results will automatically follow. That's one way, that you study every day for 2 hours in the morning. Second is that some people leave pretty early in the morning, around 7:38, and they are back around 8:30. That means almost the entire day they are out. But weekends are off. So if your schedule is like that, don't think of studying every day. Just study for 2 days. That's on the weekends. And that too, you don't have to study throughout the entire day. Probably in the morning 7 to 9, and then probably 11 to 1 or 10 to 12. Study for 4 hours on Saturday, 4 hours on Sunday. Again, study in time blocks. Time block is important because your mind is always into habits. So you have to give them a habit. So on Saturday 7 to 9 you can study, then give yourself 1 hour break, and then 10 to 12 again study, and then leave GMAT. Again come on Sunday 7 to 9, study, take 1 hour break, 10 to 12 again study. So that means you're studying 8 hours a week, and then you have rest of the day to focus on other activities. Don't think of studying for 8 hours, 10 hours in a day. Trust me, your mind will not work. Just whenever you focus on GMAT, be 100% there. Don't try to stretch the process. So work in time blocks. If you're working at from 10 to 8, try to study every day in the morning. That's one way. In case you don't want to study every day, that is okay. You don't have to do something every day, because we have this kind of notion that you have to study every day. No, you can study on weekends. So you can study each day for a limited period of time, probably 1.5 hours to 2 hours, or you can study on weekends. But study in time blocks. Time block is fixed time every time. Okay, if it's weekends, 7 to 9, 10 to 12, 7 to 9, 10 to 12. If it's each day, 7 to 9 every morning. So for study in time blocks. Thank you.